A lot of people like to talk about how Goku's a terrible husband. He's awful, a horrible spouse. And so Goku does what exactly a horrible spouse does in this situation. And he says, like any horrible spouse, any horrible husband would, I'm already married. My man Goku up here proving all the doubters wrong, being a loyal husband, letting them know that he is a taken man. So we get back to these guys. I say these guys. Is it just me, or are we doing a lot of copy and paste jobs here? Because a lot of these demons are like copy and paste, the exact same one. I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously it's going to be easier on the animators and stuff, but yeah, I'm like, a lot of copy and paste reminds me of what they did with the kids back in Toy Story 1. The technology wasn't so advanced where they could make their own individual human models, so they basically took Andy's human model and duplicated it, because back in 1995, that was, you know, or 94 or whatever the early 90s CGI you had, that's what they were reduced to. So we get these guys and they're ready to fight. On the way, we're told that the king, I think his name is Kadan, is not like Gomah, but Glorio said he's something like a mafia boss, basically. And Glorio's telling these guys, we met the other day, and they end up recognizing him. And then Panzy comes in and says, you know, this is the reason why people are saying that we're like a mafia, because of how you treat guests. And they end up calling her princess, and you can see they very much revere her. And this is the big shock that we get, that Panzy is a princess. Now, I did hear some stuff about Panzy leading up into Daima and stuff and everything, especially, like I say, if you follow Geekdom 101, he was leaking some of this information, basically that there was going to be a character named Panzy. But however, I don't remember if it was stated at all that she was a princess, so that was a genuine shock to me to see, okay, she's a princess. So now, you know, the plot is thickening here, and, you know, she's just like telling these guys the riot act, and you can see just how much they respect, how much they revere her. And Panzy ends up, you know, leading the new crew there, and they're even saying this like, oh, you should have said this from the start, and, you know, which is hilarious given that they didn't want to say any of their business from the start and everything when it came there. And I think Goku basically Panzy, you know, ends up telling them why, you know, hey, you know, we got to show some more respect, because I think Goku here said something that was disrespectful. So yeah, we get a good look at what the inside of this palace looks like, I guess, if you want to call it that. Yeah, they're working in the fields. We get some great scenery in the background that they're walking. We see, you know, a lot of these people just working like chefs and everything. You get to see a little fight training camp here. This lady right here, I really wonder if she's gonna play a big role, because, you know, she is jacked up. Look like she's ready to fight, so I'm interested to see what's gonna come of her later on. But yeah, you see these guys, man, they are looks like they definitely are doing some great hand-to-hand combat. We got some ground and pound action going on there. Dang, that guy, the whatever that bear-looking thing got his nose busted. So yeah, we get a lot of things. Once again, just Dragon Ball DAIMA has such incredible artwork, great scenery, great backgrounds. Really loving it. So they come to this door, and like I said, copy and paste. We're gonna call this copy and paste dude number 3. Like, we've been seeing these same old. They're like, are they brothers? Are they multiple twins? They're just coming all around the place. Same guy. He's happy to see Panzy and lets her in, and we get a first look at what is King Kadan, basically Kadan, her father. Now, I had mentioned, and I think Geekdom 101 as well, if you follow his YouTube channel, he was saying that this looked a lot like Dr. Mew, because obviously there's been quite a great amount of influence of Dragon Ball GT in this. So up close, yeah, he looks like he's gonna be like a fat version of Dr. Mew, and we get said he's playing some sort of weird game of what is that called? Because I don't even watch tennis, or something like that. So we get a look, and at this point, okay, this is definitely not looking like a Dr. Mew character. They just used a similar color palette, and he busts this thing right through the roof. And then so this is basically, I guess, his throne, and we get our first looks at him. So he walks in, so we see, okay, he's got some muscular legs, but not quite in the abdomen area, and he sits down, large fella, and we get a first look at his, and yes, definitely Dr. Mew. This is not funny looking character. But you know what? If you are a fan of Toriyama's character designs, this is a classic Toriyama design, so I love it. Toriyama is such a master character designer, especially when it came to creating some of these kooky looking characters. And we get our first, like, you know, true look at him, and there you go. So obviously he's talking to his daughter and everything, and we understand that Glorio, he was in contact with the king, and he promised the king that he's going to bring the one that was strong enough to defeat Majin Buu, obviously that being Son Goku. And this guy also basically, he starts going off. Man, like, it really boils his blood when he starts thinking about Gomah, because man, he's saying how he wants to be the true ruler of the demon realm and bring peace, not Gomah. And basically he tells Goku, if you can defeat him, I will give you this gift, and the gift is marrying Panzy. So he's basically takes his daughter, is taking his daughter and offering her to be married to Son Goku. And this is some really great comedy right here, and she rightfully so says, you can't make that decision for me. And Goku, he steps up, because, you know, a lot of people like to talk about how Goku's a terrible husband, he's awful, a horrible spouse. And so Goku does what exactly a horrible spouse does in this situation, and he says, like any horrible spouse, any horrible husband would, I'm already married. My man Goku up here proving all the doubters wrong, being a loyal husband, letting them know that he is a taken man. And this, of course, gets into another hilarious reaction, because, I actually forgot to mention, so Panzy, we learned when they were walking, Panzy is actually, even though she looks like a little girl, she's actually 82 years old, but that is basically very young, child stage in the demon realm, because they have an average life expectancy of 1,000 years. So she's still very much young into the standards of living of age expectations in the demon realm. But she is completely shocked, because she's thinking Son Goku's like her age or younger, and to hear that she's like, oh, so do adults in your world look like kids? You're married and you have kids and stuff, like, because Goku mentions he even has 2 kids and stuff. So once again, being a loyal father and everything, letting you know that not only he is taken, but he is a family man. So I thought that was pretty cool, and they were completely shocked, and they just cannot believe, you know, the difference. And this is where the East Kaioshin finally starts to come clean here, and I'm glad that's the extent of where they went with this whole jokingness and stuff and everything, because you don't want to get into dangerous territory having turned them back into kids. So I thought the way this was done was definitely done in a very light-hearted way and not a creepy way. So I really appreciate that they're keeping it very civil and stuff when they're coming into jokes like that. And then from here we get the East Kaioshin coming clean about how, okay, so here's what really happened. You know, the Dragon Balls was used to wish them back into kids, and they're trying to get the Dragon Balls in the demon realm to rescue Dente, that way they can become basically adults. And he is just, you know, kind of shocked, like, hold on, because, you know, they're gonna have to face off with the characters are named the Tamagamis, because he's like, the Tamagamis have never been defeated, and you actually want to take them on? And, you know, where we see it, and like I said, I'm really hoping for all the hype we're getting, because Son Goku has been basically destroying a bunch of jabronis at this whole thing. I'm really hoping that these guys really live up to the hype, and I'm really curious to know where they rank in terms of power scaling, because I'm like, they're so afraid, but yet they wanted someone who could defeat Majin Buu, and Majin Buu was super feared in the demon realm. Everyone knew who he is. Even King Ko, as we found out, and Fukatsu no F, aka Resurrection F, knew who Majin Buu was, and even Frieza-sama, Frieza, he knew who Majin Buu was and knew to stay away from him. So it's interesting, like, man, these like, it kind of almost made me wonder, did anyone ever try to ask the Tamagami Tamagamis to take on Majin Buu. The fact that they're not so sure. And Son Goku's like, he's up for the challenge and everything, basically. And this is where the king starts figuring, like, yeah, you know, this guy did defeat Majin Buu. Maybe he's got a chance. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, that's why I'm really curious to see how strong the Tamagamis are, because it seems like everyone's uncertain. Like, they know Majin Buu was a big deal, and they're amazed that someone defeated Buu, but nobody's beating these Tamagamis. So I'm really curious to see where the power scale is going to rank with these guys and everything. So they have to be the strongest people that they face at this point, since this is like 4 years before Dragon Ball Super. And so this is where the King Kadan, he basically decides, okay, you know what, I'll take you up on that offer, but I want to test your strength, you know, test your might. Cue in the Mortal Kombat theme, right? And Son Goku, of course, he's up for the challenge because he loves a fight. And so this is where this guard, who I really want to see if she is a really bad fighter, if she's really bad in terms of fighting, in terms of, you know, basically being the anti-jabronis, like when she gets on the battlefield, if she's as bad as Son Goku is at taking these guys out, you know. So yeah, she, you know, has the warrior horn thing, and it looks like that battlefield that they're playing on, they've gathered up all their warriors. Oh man, is the action about to get real good here.